This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 12, and it reads, Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash. Yahweh being the name of the Father, who the world even calls God. Yahweh, meaning He exists. Yahushai, His only begotten Son, who the world even calls Jesus Christ. Yahushai, meaning He delivers. Yahushai, deliverer. Double honors that apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Akwathium listening, in sincerity and truth and in silence, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp here in Toronto with another lesson. Akyam meaning brothers, Akwathium meaning sisters, Shalom meaning peace be unto you. Now we'll get right into it. I want to read this in the NLT first. Right, because this diabolical madman, Esau Edom, is pushing forth heavy witchcraft. The people, NLT, now use your magical charms. Use the spells you have worked at all these years. Maybe they will do you some good. Maybe they can make someone afraid of you. Right, and that's what this diabolical madman is doing. Heavy enchantments, heavy witchcraft. Right, fascinating, which is one of the, if you go into the root word for this enchantments here. Right. Salakia.
Strong's H2267. Chever. Chever.
Right, in this context, a magician, charmer, spell. Right, a society. Kibir from H266, a society. Also a spell, charmer, charming. Right, enchantment. Let's go into this word. Right, to unite, join, bind together, be joined, be coupled, be in league. Right, these elites. Right, the illuminated, the so-called illuminated ones, illuminated on the left-hand side. Right, down here, specifically by means of spells to fascinate, charm. Right, and that's what they're doing. They're fascinating people. Let's go into the online etymology of this word, fascinate. Fascinate. Bewitch. Enchant. Right? A charm, enchantment, spell, witchcraft. Right? Fascinating, bewitching, charming. Fascination. Right? So that's what this diabolical madman is doing, man. Right? Fascinating the masses. The whole mainstream news is just pumping out this two UFOs shot down today over North America, and CNN, right, big time enchanter, medium is openly talking about it. What's going on, right? Big time trickery, right? Anytime you see this big time fascinator, enchanter, right? And what are they doing? What kind of enchantment they pushing out? They're making people believe that uh, Esau's military shot down chariots, man, so-called UFOs. Right? This diabolical madman can't touch can't touch Yahweh Bashim Shai's chariots. Right? So it's a big time spell. Right? I'm not gonna even read it. The headline speaks. The headline says it alone. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. This is what he's doing. Right? Isaiah 47 verse 13 once again. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. In fact, let's read this again. Isaiah 47 verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, since America's independence, May 1st, 1776, which coincides with the date that Adam Weishaupt founded the Illuminati. Look it up. Right? Labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Right? These elites are going overtime. They're pushing out, they're pumping out enchantments, witchcraft, bewitching, fascinating the people. Right? Numbers 23 and 23 says, no enchantment. I have it queued up. We'll get it, Lord willing. Right? No enchantment for Jacob. Right? The elect are not going to be deceived. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Right? And that's what these elites, right? Their conglomerate, their circle is the astrologers and the stargazers, the prognosticators, right? They're praying to the left, they're praying to the spiritual demon Satan, receiving their instructions from the spiritual demon Satan. And the Lord, the spiritual demon Satan, answers to the Lord. So it's the biggest trick bag ever, right? But they're pumping out enchantments, man. Right? And you have to ask yourself, what is it they want to distract you from, right? But we know they're trying to make people believe that Esau's military can fight Yahweh Shai and the angels. Let's touch that real quick. Second Esdras. Second Esdras 13. Second Esdras 13. Second Esdras 13 verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, right? This is a vision of Esdras, seeing the Esau's armies, the dragon's armies, Esau's military, during the time of World War III, seeing the vision of the militaries getting ready to fight Yahweh Shai and the angels. Because Yahweh Shai and the angels come out of the sky. Matter of fact, let me read up. Second Esdras 13, verse 2. And lo, there was a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That man that waxed strong is Yahweh Shai, the thousands of heaven being the angels. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Right? Revelation 1 and 7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and all the tribes of the earth shall wail because of him. Roughly paraphrasing. Right? Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice. That's the laser beam from the chariots, what the world enemy calls UFOs, the ships. Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. That's the laser beams. And after this I beheld, right? Remember, this is a vision of Esdras, seeing an end time vision, seeing the battle, seeing the war in heaven. The dragon, which is the Roman Empire, the revised Roman Empire, the dragon and his angels, versus Yahweh Shai and his angels. Right? Let me touch that real quick. It's in Revelation 11. Salakia. Revelation 12, verse 7. And it reads, and there was war in heaven. It says here the angel Michael, Allah. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, right? The dragon being the Roman Empire, Rome 2.0, the revised Roman Empire. And the dragon fought, and his angels, the dragon being the Rome 2.0, and his angels, his military, his planes, his jets. Verse 8, and prevailed not, right? They don't win. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven, right? So, listen, this is a psyop, man. All right? It's a heavy witchcraft that this diabolical madman, this devil is pushing forth. Second Ezra, back to Second Ezra 13. Verse 5, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, right? The dragon and his angels, Rome 2.0 and his military, from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is Yahweh Shai, came out of the skies, right? Here's the verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, right? Yahweh Shai. Ezra perceived that Yahweh Shai was flying on a mountain, right? A great mountain. The words the word that Ezra used to describe this craft that Yahweh Shai was flying upon was a mountain, right? He was using words to fit his reality at the time, right? The mountain is a space. Was the fathership, a spaceship, a so-called UFO. What the world everybody calls UFOs, a chariot. Verse 7, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not, right? Because that's how big this chariot that Yahweh Shai was riding on, right? Huge fathership. Verse 8, here's a point. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight, right? They were afraid. The dragon and his angels were afraid. Rome 2.0. Esau, Edom, and his war machine were afraid, and yet durst fight. But they were going to fight like a scene out of Independence Day, right? So this psyop, all this is going to do is gas up Esau's military, gas up the population, thinking, because at some point, disclosure going to take place. The Pentagon, Esau's media machine is going to say, oh, this is disclosure, blah blah blah. Who knows how they're going to spin it? But we know it's witchcraft. We know it's a psyop. We know it's an enchantment, right? Whether it be to distract, whether it be to give false hope, whether it be to paint an alien invasion. Esau's got technology, man. Project Blue Beam. Esau could fake shit, man. Let's get that in Revelation. Revelation 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's his military technology. Esau could shoot missiles out of the air, laser beams out of the air. Esau could shoot from his satellites. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? His deception, right? For all we know, Esau could be using stuff that he's got in his bunkers, in his underground hangars, stuff he's been working on to fly out there and then have his jet shoot it down and then make reports. Meanwhile, his fighter pilots are they're not in the loop, they're not in the know. They just think they shot down something that they can't explain. This is how Esau works, man. Revelation 13 verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right? And because America gave power to the image of, to the beast that was wounded and that was wounded by a sword and did live. That beast that which was wounded by a sword and did live is the ancient Roman Empire, right? So Esau is given power to the image of that beast, the image being the system of that beast, right? So this is Rome 2.0. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, right? The system of ancient Rome, the ancient Roman Empire, that the image of the beast should both speak, right? And we look around, Roman calendar, Roman laws, Roman Senate, Roman Congress. That's the image of that beast speaking. And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? And ultimately, Esau Edom's about to show his horns. He's going to turn into that get down or lie down, draconian measures beast. Get down or lie down. You with the image or not. You with the system or not. Right? But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Let's get that. 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, and this scripture's coming out a lot lately, because this diabolical madman is pumping out enchantments. Right? Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Right? Because Esau prays to the spiritual demon Satan. Right? Esau is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. For we are not ignorant of his devices, right? His devices, his witchcraft, his technology, his sorcery, right? Numbers 23 verse 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, right? The elect, Israel being a people for a place, but the elect on this side. Neither is there any divination against Israel. The elect won't be deceived or fooled. These enchantments will not touch the elect. 2/3 of the people gonna buy in. These heathen nation gonna be duped. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and Israel and of Israel, what hath the Most High wrought? Right, so it's important remain circumspect out here, man. Right, because this diabolical madman, he's pumping out witchcrafts, right? Pumping out deceits, pumping out wiles, trickery through his media machine, which he controls, right? These ruling class elites. Stay prayed up, ceasing. Shalom to the hopeful elect.